Tonight, Knicks, 24, 25 picks in the first round, those two, and then 38. Steve, what are your thoughts on how they might approach this?
Well, it's funny. I know you tweeted it at one point. I heard from someone in the organization the same thing, that the intent was to use these picks this year. And then, there was always the disclaimer of one might be a draft and stash, one might be, maybe two wind up being moved, or one gets moved to the future. Now I think things are different, because when we're talking about these cap constraints, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is moved out today. Look, they don't have a lot of picks down the line now. They don't have a pick in the first round next year. So, if you say, give up number 25 this year for a pick in next year's draft, I could see that happening. Or even, a first rounder down to 2 second rounders that, you're not guaranteeing a contract to. But I think, what we said before, they've got to start looking at a big right now, because they need insurance if Isaiah Hartenstein leaves.
I could not agree more with Steve, just in terms of I think if the Knicks end up with a center, and in particular a center that they pick in the first round, because I'm not one of these draft experts. Kudos to you, Steve, for putting out a mock draft. I could not have paid me enough to try to attempt to do that. Yeoman's work over there. But as I understand it, there is a collection of let's call it interesting centers that are all in this kind of range of like 15 to right around where the Knicks pick. So you figure one of them maybe falls to them. If there's one they like in particular, they do still have enough ammunition if they want to move up a couple spots to go get that player. I am going to be paying very careful attention to not even if they draft a center, but assuming they do, what type of center that they draft, because, we keep talking about how the added versatility that Mikal Bridges brings to them. You need to have multiple play styles to beat a team like the Celtics. You need to be able to throw a lot at them in terms of different looks that you can give them. So do they maybe go with a 5-man that has a little bit more of that versatility potentially in the future, not necessarily ready to play this year? Something to watch.
They did have Khalil Ware from Indiana in their gym recently. So I think that's a player who maybe he's there at 24, 25, and maybe that's a player they jump on, although I think he might be gone earlier than that. I know, they've been attached to Ryan Dunn out of Virginia, but I think he's another player who maybe he's not there when the Knicks go at 24 and 25. So, yeah, they should have options in terms of big. If I'm asking you to make a prediction, a black and white prediction, 24, 25, 38, John, how many picks do the Knicks make tonight?
I think they will make 2 picks from this draft somewhere, somehow. Probably won't be any of the 3 that they currently have, because they like to move around a lot in these things. And I think they'll probably figure out a way to, I don't know if it's going to be a direct flip, but especially now with their financial situation, second round picks, you could argue have real value for a team like the Knicks, for any team that's over the cap, because you have this second round pick exception that you could use to sign players taken in the second round. Now that's actually one of the financial benefits of the new CBA. And I don't know should I predict a player that they'll take? Do you want that?
If you want to.
I'll stick with what I've been saying on my show. Tyler Kolek at Marquette, good senior point guard, older player. He seems like a Tibbs guy. I don't know if he'll be there when they draft, but he's a guy that I wouldn't mind seeing in blue and orange.
I know, yeah. A couple of the college scouts are fans of his, so yeah. So I think that's a name to keep an eye on. And Steve, for you, 3 picks, 24, 25, 38. How many picks are they taking players with? What are they doing?
Like John said, I could see them moving around here. Either moving one of those picks tonight in the first round into a second rounder tomorrow, or future second rounder, or maybe a future first rounder. But I think, look, the easy things seem to be that, the ideal Newsday scenario was Freeport's Ryan Dunn, but I think once they got Bridges, really that takes away the need for another wing. So I don't think that's the spot that they'll chase. I think we talk about the uncertainty in this draft. if Ware was to drop down to them, if somehow even Zach Edey dropped down to them, if Jared McCain, the point guard from Duke, dropped to them, these are the kind of guys. I think I had Kolek among my 5 players to watch for them. I think these are the kind of guys that, it's just you sort of have to wait and see what's available to you at that spot. I think they can get a big or they can get a backup point guard there. I think what I heard all along was they knew they had to build the back end of their roster with some inexpensive draft pieces. And that's what I think the goal is tonight. But this Bridges deal and what they've done with future draft picks, to me, makes me reconsider a little bit that I can see them trying to move picks into the future.
Yeah, I had the same read, Steve, before the Bridges trade, and I'm with you guys. I don't think they make all 3. I think they do 1 and then maybe try to kick these other picks down the line, or maybe consolidate 2 into 1. But I do think the Bridges trade has changed the calculus in a significant way for what's going to happen tonight and beyond for this